Straight back in at the Championship. Round 14 kicks off tonight. Here are my predictions. A super busy week with a midweek round included. Here are my predictions for each and every game. Please get involved with yours down there in the comments. Stoke versus Sheffield United. Stoke boss Alex Neil suggested the squad he's inherited are better suited to sitting back and countering rather the more intense style that he's known for. Long term, it might be slower getting his ideas over. Short term, this might play into the hands of the Blades. Both of these sides only have 1 point so far this past week, but I'd back the Blades to finish it stronger. Away! Norwich versus Preston. Decent week so far for both sides. 4 points in the bag from 2 away games for Norwich. Same total for Preston, and the clean sheet machine has racked up another 2 to bring the total to 9 in 12 games. Norwich still on 2 points per game trajectory. Preston will make it tight, that's the deal this season, but I see the Canaries eventually coming out on top. Home! QPR versus Reading. Quick turnaround for these two for the Friday night game. At time of recording, I don't know the results of the scan on Chris Willock's hamstring. His participation or not makes a very big difference for Rangers. Reading, so impressive this season under Paul Ince. They seem to be growing in confidence and consistency as this good run goes on. Complete guess, but I think Willock might miss out. So, draw! We're cracking on through, but do us a quick favour. Hit the like button as we move on to Coventry versus Burnley. Recent history tells us Coventry are getting into gear after their disrupted start, and Burnley love themselves a draw, especially a 1-1 draw. It all seems too convenient, this, doesn't it? Even down to the fact that Burnley are away and Coventry have themselves drawn 3 of their last 4. Normally in situations like this, I rebel and don't do the obvious. So I'll double bluff myself and go with the draw. Swansea v Sunderland. Swansea are on a bit of a tear at the moment, aren't they? 4 wins in 5, up into those playoff spots. And they're close to getting Obafemi, Pirro and Ncham all firing at the same time, which could be very productive. I really like Sunderland, but it does feel they've had their cutting edge taken away from them at the moment with the injuries to Stewart and Sims. I've got the Swans marching on. Home! Blackburn versus Rotherham. Blackburn were an advantage being played for 1 second away from their first draw of the season over at Cardiff. Bit unlucky there, but that record still maintains 6 wins plus 6 defeats from their 12 games. Rotherham have now debuted under new boss Matt Taylor, and what he describes as a slow transition to his style will now take place. Millers skew better at home, Rovers never draw, so I think I'm on Blackburn. Home! It's fantasy football time again with BetMate. Once again, I'm in the legendary 3 p.m. Saturday pot, and here is my team. Gone heavy on parachute teams for my defence this week. Bachmann, Hanley and Norrington Davis. I fancy Birmingham and Bristol City to be open, hence Conway and Bakuna. Pookie and BBD up top. Not sure who I'll end up making captain, but fortunately I can tweak all the way up to 255 on Saturday. Maybe I'll use Player of the Month Carlton Morris, who I've got on the bench. Go and download the BetMate app via the link in the description. Tonight you can actually join the QPR Reading pot for free. And otherwise, if you use the code BLOOM5, you'll also get a free £5 entry into your pot of choice. That's BetMate, code BLOOM5. West Brom versus Luton. Oh God, it looks a bit toxic now, doesn't it, at West Brom? I respect Steve Bruce for his amazing career, but this one does look doomed to failure, and you really don't want to be facing Luton in this situation. Providing the Hatters improve on their slightly hopeless set play defence from midweek against Huddersfield, they should be strong candidates to go and twist the knife on poor old Brucey. Away! Blackpool versus Watford. Feels like Blackpool have gone off the boil a bit lately. 1 point in their last 4. Also, only 1 goal scored in those 4. They would have been pleased to take a point in the 0-0 at Sunderland in midweek, but Watford going to have far more firepower than the Black Cats can muster at the moment. Bilic's going to be looking for a bounce back from his first defeat in midweek at home to Swansea. As Watford manager, I think he's going to get it. Away! Wigan versus Cardiff. Now, I got both of these teams' results totally the wrong way round in midweek. The upshot of that was that Cardiff were better than I thought they would be, and Wigan were worse. Throw in the fact that Wigan have scored 13 of their 16 points away from home, and we might have a case for a Cardiff joker here. Mark Hudson, undefeated so far in interim charge. Go on then. Away! If you're watching and you haven't yet hit subscribe, make sure you do. Never miss a video. Birmingham versus Bristol City. Well, I was hot on Bristol City and then they stopped winning, and that fine attacking roster didn't even score for once in the midweek 0-0 with Coventry. Birmingham had a nice pickup at the same time as Bristol City dropped off, but they went and lost at Borough in midweek. In other words, I don't have much on this one. I think it will be BTTS. I've got Bristol City slight favourites, but I'm going to hedge. Draw. Millwall versus Middlesbrough. Borough got a morale-boosting win in midweek under caretaker manager Leo Perkovic, but that was at home, and they've got to go to Millwall this weekend. Millwall themselves haven't been great lately, but what usually tends to happen under Gary Rowett is they get a home win in situations like this to pad that points total. I think Borough being away and having a temporary boss in the dugout does make them low-hanging fruit for Hungry Lions. Home! Huddersfield versus Hull. Anyone got a coin for me to flip on this one? No idea how this is going to go. Huddersfield have a new manager, Mark Fotheringham, who keeps talking about getting as many attackers on as he can, which I like. Hull seem to have a new boss agreed, and now they've cancelled those negotiations. They're going to stick with Andy Dawson for how long? We don't know. Basically, not much in the way of stability to be found anywhere. I'm going to give a scoreline for this one. I want a silly Sunday 3-3 draw. There we go. Another set of predictions in the book. Get your comments in, and in the spirit of the video, please do it before the games actually take place. Don't be that guy. How did I go with my midweek offering? Did we hit the 6 out of 12 standard of respectability this time? No. It's getting worse as well. 3 out of 12. Please tell me you're doing better. 3 teams also appear in this week's expectation-defying club. I predicted Hull, Cardiff and Swansea would all lose. And guess what? They all won. Congratulations and well played to those 3. These weeks with a midweek round are tough going. Time to breathe next week. And we think time for a Patreon roundtable too. Get signed up over there and join me and a great crew for what's sure to be a great discussion. Don't forget your code BLOOM5 over on BetMate. And why not stay right here and check out to my left where you'll be able to click and see my Premier League predictions for this weekend.